Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video here today from Shaq Reacts titled "Man Kicks Out His Wife After DNA Test Proves That He Is Not the Father of Their Child." I think this is what men should be doing, guys. Honestly, you find out that the kid's not yours, just throw the woman out. There is no point in being with her whatsoever. Today's video was suggested to me by Matrix of Madness. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comments, so make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own comments, and let's jump right into the video.
Calling this girl all morning, bro. The paper just came in. I've been calling her all morning, dummy. Find out the baby not mine. What am I? Like, bro. This girl been playing in my face all morning, bro. All morning. You come drop the baby off with nothing.
It takes a disturbing amount of nerve to tell a man that he's the father of a child when she knows that it's not his. What's even worse is how she has zero intention of telling him anything and has no problem with taking everything that he has to provide with no regard for his emotions one way or the other.
And it's just gonna ring out.
Please leave your message for.
Been calling her all morning, dummy. All morning, bro.
Yeah, I think we all know where she's at right now. The only reason she dropped off this daughter is so she can have fun with the real father. But the clip doesn't end here. It actually does get a bit worse.
Everything for both of them, bro. Her and her mother.
Men can't win in a situation like this. He is required to step up, take care of the mother, the baby, and the mother's family. He gets taken advantage of, and when he finds out this massive betrayal, there will be too many people who will expect him to support that child. It is absolutely criminal.
I take care of these girls, bro. I just got a new house, bro. I just moved. I uprooted my entire life for this.
She been on your ass about this shit.
To find out,
she did wrong, bro.
To find out the baby not mine, bro. To find out that the baby not mine, bro.
Yeah, so this guy ended up moving his entire lifestyle for this woman and this daughter, just for her to ghost him completely and leave the daughter with him. It's a shame because this guy's such a great man. He's hardworking. She definitely won't be finding a man like this again.
This is incredibly tragic, as this man stepped up to do what he thought was right, only to find that his entire life has been based on a massive lie by a woman who couldn't care less about him. Meanwhile, she's focusing on her own pleasure at the expense of quite literally everyone around her.
Trigger. I don't really give a but y'all be having babies and I don't be.
I'll be so real, I'm about to upset a lot of you. You lot keep having children for no reason. Stop opening your legs to keep man. You understand? Stop opening your legs to keep man. And yes, I'm angry because this is a topic that gets me so irate. You lot will be popping out babies to keep man, and then the boy looks just like his daddy, and you're beating the child because he looks like his daddy because the daddy don't want to be with you. You lot will be treating your daughters like.
There was a time when this kind of advice was considered rather practical and obvious, but hookup culture has pretty much put an end to that. And the end result are children not knowing their fathers and modern women who complain about how hard their lives are.
Just because he loves the daughter and doesn't love you, you're jealous of your own kids and you will treat that child like crap because man don't want you. Stop opening your legs, because just because you can pop out a baby, it don't mean you're a mother. Stop it.
Now this is a very true point, and I've seen this countless times in the clips I've shown you guys, where some women will actually weaponize their children against the father. For example, like only having the kids just to get child support in the first place. But some of these baby daddies still want to be good fathers. They still want to be in their kids' lives, but they just don't want to deal with this horrible mother. And sometimes these women just get jealous and pile up all the anger on.
One thing that's becoming more and more apparent is how modern single mothers will ruin the lives of their children because of their own mistakes. They have practically zero emotional bonding with their children, and it typically ends in tragedy for the child.
The kid.
The day my husband come home and asked me for a DNA test for my 3 kids, let's say if we have 3 kids, I am filing for divorce the second day because bottom line is, no, I'm not guilty.
You're guilty.
That's
You're guilty.
That's
You're
insulting.
guilty. You're guilty.
I'm married with you. I'm married.
That's guilty.
I'm married
Yeah, who says this with confidence? It's not a big deal. It is 100% guilt in my opinion. Like, what's the worst case that's gonna happen if you ask for a paternity test? You end up being great and the kid is actually ours? Like, the risk is way greater than the reward.
To be honest, it's not that big of an ask for a paternity test, but these women get so offended over the idea that the father would want one, which just goes to show how men keep getting the short end of the stick when it comes to these things. Either way, a man can't win when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Me as a dad.
For what?
We outside.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
So what's there?
We're outside on Monday.
I can be outside on Monday too.
Okay, you're outside.
Shall I come? Shall I come?
You can get in. Yeah, I think it's at full capacity at the moment. You got a wristband? Can get in.
I can't get in, yeah? I can't get in.
I rush the doors.
I'm gonna find my daughter in it.
Found them.
I want to see the kid dancing on my name as a girlfriend right now. Dancing on my name as a girlfriend right now.
I can't even begin to imagine the amount of emotions that are going through this poor guy's head right now. He just witnessed his underage daughters grinding up against a guy at a party and thinking that it's fun. The amount of shock, shame, and humiliation that man must be feeling is beyond measure.
Girls, what we doing tonight? We outside, huh? What we doing? Alright, try me.
Now, honestly, a round of applause for this father. He is being a great dad, making sure that his daughters don't do anything stupid, don't get caught up, don't end up ruining their futures. Now, am I gonna say that these daughters are horrible? No, I feel like this is just an average thing that young girls or young guys even do all the time. But he doesn't want to end up with daughters who are pregnant or daughters who end up on the pole. There should definitely be a lot more fathers like this in the world.
Even when a father is doing right by his daughters and trying to instill discipline and guidance, he will be seen as emotionally manipulative and domineering. They've made it so that fathers are unable to parent their own kids without being seen as inhuman monsters.
For no bitch that got multiple bodies, it's over with.
You mean bodies as in people that you know?
No, not even that I know. The streets talk, like I said, you got a lot of bodies. Your ass out of there. I wish I would.
What is a lot of
So is
bodies?
the streets in the...
What's the number? What's a lot of bodies?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Four.
10, 11.
Hold on, I want to know the number. I'm sorry.
If it's 10, you definitely over with.
7?
I
It's
mean,
over
but
with.
he's 25.
Five?
How many bodies you
What the
got?
fuck that mean? Because I'm 25.
How many bodies you got?
Over 200.
Oh,
So
my
the
God.
woman can't have more than 5.
Here's something a modern woman will never understand about a man's body count. If a man has a high body count, and I do hate that word, it means that multiple women have found him desirable and that he has something that they usually want, whether it's charm, good looks, or money. Women want him, and that's something these women will never understand.
He's a
Yeah,
hoe.
it's over with.
You a hoe.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
200? That's crazy.
You're a mental hoe.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. This is just absolutely disgusting, and I don't encourage any man to be racking up a huge body count just like this. In my opinion, if you do, you're definitely gonna have a few baby mothers here and there, and that's just a quick way to ruin your future.
I sincerely doubt that this man has a body count of over 200. Again, hate that word, but in the event that it's true, then you really have to question his judge of character.
Sure.
Are you spending a ring on her? How much would I spend a ring on her? Yeah. Spend for us. $12. Damn.
Does anyone else find it interesting how modern women will tie their worth directly to how much money a man should spend on an engagement ring? It's practically a display of the price of her loyalty.
Oh, but I was thinking about 11.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think this woman's gonna have to pay me just because modern women are not worth marrying anymore. It's a huge risk.
What you like to do?
I don't really like to do shit. I just be chilling. I just like waking up every day.
Do you work out?
Nah,
You hang with your friends?
I don't got no friend.
No friends? No brothers? Sisters? You be by yourself?
It is what it is. It is what it is.
You know, sure, this may seem like a sad, disappointing clip, but this guy's on his grind.
It's entirely possible for a man to live a solitary life and not be lonely. Here's a man who is perfectly content with just living his life quietly.
All he cares about is just focusing on work, and there ain't nothing wrong with that.
When you shoot your shot at somebody, you know it's not in your caliber. Like, literally, what goes through your...
That she's extremely blessed that I humbled her with my presence, this tall, sexy, attractive, strong man. is approaching you. So be thankful. That's how I think.
Now, in my honest opinion, I think that men are going to shoot their shot at women who they think is in their league. First off, shooting your shot at a girl is very intimidating for a lot of guys. So they're only going to do it if they really think they have a chance.
Fewer and fewer men are willing to shoot their shots with women that are in their league. Modern women can't help but feel the need to humble and humiliate men whose only crime was trying to talk to them.
There is no way I'm going back on the dating app. I have had this man straight up told me he loved me, met my whole family, called his sister and FaceTimed me and her and his mom and like was like, this is the one, I'm gonna marry her. I was like, holy shit. Like, I'm telling you, this man was like obsessed with me, like in love with me, wanted to marry me. Next thing you know, he comes back from Dubai and he goes, I don't want a relationship anymore.
Whenever these women go on TikTok and tell these relationship stories, you have to take what they're saying with a grain of salt. It's highly unlikely that this man who wanted to marry her would just up and say that he wants to break up unless there was a good reason.
I was like, okay, like what happened? Like, is there somebody else? Did I do anything? He's like, you didn't do anything. I just don't want this anymore. I'm like, what? Nothing happened. You didn't do anything. I just don't want it anymore.
Yeah, in my opinion, that guy got an experience for the single life and realized, wait a minute, he wants to enjoy it a bit longer. That's the real story. Some men just need one good trip with their friends to realize, wait a minute, I don't want this to end anytime soon. And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
If a self-respecting man is willing to end a relationship after a trip, you really need to question what was going on before this trip. It's entirely possible the guy just met a more attractive woman in Dubai. But again, if a man just wants to end things, then this is nothing sudden. It's been brewing for a while.
I need to get off my chest. My husband, 36 male, and I, 36 female, have been together for 16 years and married for 14. We have 2 daughters who are 13 and 12. About 3 months ago, I cheated on him with my coworker once, and I immediately regretted it. To be honest, I still haven't figured out the real reason why I cheated. On the surface, the reason would be that my husband was too caught up with work for a couple of months, and I felt neglected and unappreciated at times.
This woman will never appreciate the irony of what she did. She betrayed her husband, broke her vows of loyalty, and completely destroyed her marriage because she felt neglected and unappreciated. Meanwhile, her husband, who's working hard for his family, is the one being neglected and unappreciated by his wife.
I know that this isn't the real reason, so I'm trying to figure it out through individual counseling. I only cheated on him that one time and immediately told him the next day because I couldn't bottle up my guilt and shame. He was shocked at first, but then went on to call me the most horrid names. I deserved it. I deserved it a lot more than that. I don't even know how it got to the point of me sleeping with my coworker. It started with innocent flirting, and before I knew it, I made the worst mistake of my life by sleeping with him. I wish I'd gotten hit by a car the day before sleeping with him.
Flirting with someone else when you're already married isn't innocent, and if a woman is already justifying it by thinking that it's apparently no big deal, then she's already betrayed her husband, and there is no way she can fix this. The damage was done the second she ruined her marriage.
I cut off all contact with my coworker and gave up my phone to my husband. I wanted to reassure him that I was willing to make this work on his terms, whatever they were, as long as he would give me another chance. Even though in my heart I knew that I wanted another chance to prove myself, I told him that I would understand if he went through with a divorce. Anyways, I told my husband that I would do anything to regain his trust and express my sorrow and regret for having hurt him so much. My husband has always been the type of guy to give a person only one chance.
Where was the desire to make things work before the affair? Why is it only when these women destroy everything do they actually want to try and make the marriage work? She can cry, plead, and beg all she wants, but it won't change what she did. She was given a single chance for 16 years, and she blew it.
Even in his friendships, if the trust had been broken, he wouldn't give the other person another chance. He said that he wanted a divorce, but then the whole quarantine thing happened and he stayed in the house for about 2 months and didn't proceed with the divorce. For the first month, he treated me very coldly, and the only time we talked was when it had to do with our daughters. I slept on the couch and tried to give him as much space as he needed, and only reminded him from time to time that if he ever wanted to work things out, I'd be more than willing to.
What she's doing is incredibly unfair. Cheating is one of the highest forms of disrespect to the man. She humiliated this man, betrayed his trust, and emasculated him, and yet she's still begging this man for another chance to make things right. I think he should just throw her away entirely and never look back.
I'd be more than willing to, and would be completely devoted to the process of him working things out. He even said some spiteful things during that month and distanced himself from me completely. During the second month, there was a change as he began talking to me again. We talked about the daily stuff and even watched movies together with the girls as a family. I felt like he wanted to try reconciling, and I was so happy. I was thrilled that there might be some chance to save my family.
It's crazy how she only wants to put in the effort once she realizes that she could lose the life she'd grown accustomed to. And what's worse is that she won't allow this man to process his emotions by constantly reminding him about how she's ready to make things work, which is something she wasn't willing to do before the affair.
To save us. Eventually, through the next couple of days, I could sense us becoming friends all over again. He even invited me to sleep on the bed again.
So before you guys start calling this man a simp, let's hear the rest of the story, obviously. This is a very long clip, so I'm gonna cut it very short. But you can definitely tell that this man is trying his best to actually see if he can work this out with his wife or not. But let me just say the ending will definitely surprise you.
A couple of weeks passed by, and we were getting along even better than ever. We were spending time as a family again and had gotten closer with each other as well.
This is a unique case because it took place during the lockdowns of 2020. I don't think people can fully grasp how this event changed people. This is a man who was forced to be in close proximity with a woman who completely destroyed his trust, and this woman is using the lockdown to try and breed some familiarity to magically fix her marriage.
I felt really good about the way things were going, but I wish I'd suggested marriage counseling. I just didn't want to pressure him and have him think that I wanted to sweep this situation under the rug, or I was trying to influence him to not divorce me. One night we were drinking a bit, just talking in the bedroom, and I felt a genuine connection rebuilding. It felt like we were falling for each other all over again, and it made me so happy. This is the part I regret now. I decided to make a move on him and straddled him while we were laughing at a joke. We looked each other in the eyes so naturally. I began making out with him. It honestly felt like we were 20 all over again.
I don't think this woman can fully appreciate what goes through a man's head when he's been cheated on. You're straddling this man, and all you're doing is reminding him that you did that with another man when you were supposed to be loyal to him. That's an image he won't be able to get out of his head.
He kissed me back as well, but after a while, he just started crying. He told me to stop and said that he couldn't. I felt so awful because I felt like he wanted to, but didn't at the same time. It broke my heart directly to see how badly my stupid decision had hurt him. I told him that I was sorry and we went to sleep. The reason I say I regret doing this is because I feel like this moment pushed him away forever. 2 days later, he informed me that he wanted to go through with the divorce.
She had no idea how badly she hurt this man because she never once took a second to consider how he was feeling. She was focusing on how she felt and what she wanted and barely considered how he was dealing with what she did to him.
He said that he just doesn't think he could make it work even after trying for the last 2 months. I wanted to fight with him about it, but I just told him I understood. We had already decided before that if a divorce was to happen, it would be on fair terms. Sure, we'd both have lawyers and we'd agree on a lot of stuff together. He wanted to take a 2-week trip, but he would come back to pick up the girls after his trip. We both mutually agreed that he'd split the time with his girls after his trip.
It's not just the man who suffers when an affair happens. This woman took zero time to consider how her actions would actually affect her children. A divorce is now in the works, and the family is going to be split up for good, and this is going to have massive consequences on their development, and this was all because of a single night of bedroom fun.
They would spend half of the week with him and the other half with me. I even helped him pack up his stuff, and we finished. I just bawled my eyes out, and we hugged it out. After his 2-week trip, he came back and it felt good seeing him again, but I knew it wasn't the same. He just smiled and we made small talk before he took the girls. We're both really good parents and want the best for our kids. Today I got served divorce papers. It hurts so much to know that I lost my best friend because I was stupid. You were starved for attention.
This woman is calling herself stupid as if this is something that men want to hear. It's like she feels like if she calls herself enough names, then people will take it easy on her for what she did. Nothing she can say or do can take back what she decided to do.
Okay. Not stupid.
Wait, no, excuse me, what? Starved for attention, so you're telling me that's a good reason to cheat? Absolutely not. I understand this woman is just reading a story in the Reddit post, but she has no right to be saying that anyone has a right to cheat. Starved for attention is not an excuse because your man is working longer hours and working overtime. Now, the clip does end here, and that woman eventually just gets divorced, that's it. Because that man put his foot down. But do not have pity for that woman. I understand that she's getting divorced and she regrets it deeply, but that's what it means to have consequences for your actions.
The insane amount of guilt these women claim to have is just a means of trying to avoid accountability. They don't actually feel guilty, they don't actually care. This idea is if she punishes herself hard enough, then she won't receive any consequences, doesn't really work.
Don't start feeling pity or remorse saying, oh, you were starved for attention, giving her some kind of excuse almost for doing what she had to do. No one did. People live horrible lives in third world countries where they don't see their husbands for almost months and days. Yet these women don't cheat there, so don't make any excuses for this woman.
Can you back up?
Let me in the car.
I'm not letting you in the car, gang.
For what?
I'm not letting you in on this side. You get in the car on the other side, bro.
You trying to drive off.
Bro, I'm not gonna drive off.
Say you promise.
Huh? I promise.
It's amazing how these women think that they can act like nothing is wrong after cheating and that everything can be fixed. They show absolutely no regard for the men's feelings, and it is always about them.
Go ahead. Hey, get on the other side, bro.
Just say you finna drive off.
G, yep. We can fuck. Side. No. Yeah. Why she just over there walking, folks? That's me. I'm finna pull her. I just tweaking.
Yeah, this man handled this perfectly. He just wanted to be calm, he knew the relationship was over, and honestly, she did too. This is how every single man should be dealing with it. Kick her out of the car and just move on.
This kind of behavior is childish, to be honest. The betrayal is definitely uncalled for, and he is allowed to feel the way he feels. The problem with this stunt is that it's immature and doesn't solve any problems.
Would you date a guy that makes $75K a year?
That's so cute. No.
That's so cute. Hold on. Babe! This is my wife. But she wasn't always my wife. 10 years ago, she was my girlfriend. And I was living in a basement. I didn't have a car or a license. And I only made like probably 35 grand. This is what a real woman looks like.
Men just want a woman who's going to be loyal and stick by his side when things get rough, but modern women refuse to support these men. They want to wait at the finish line and pretend that cheering them on at the last second counts as support.
And I definitely had to add in a good clip inside here because even though we've seen a bunch of women who have insane standards or are just not good women in general, it's not every single woman out there.
It's his baby. And I can't wait, because the devil is a liar and this is Lucifer, so stop.
Well, you might be the devil then. We'll see.
I am without a doubt 100% certain that he is my son's father. Not only was I only sleeping with him, we were actually working on our relationship. We already have a child from a previous situation. We got back together. We're working on us.
Does anybody else find it interesting how she refers to that kid as my son's father? That seems like an incredibly suspicious thing to say. And it's rather concerning how they make these children sound like their possessions instead of their own flesh and blood.
At the time that Jill was conceived, we were not having no type of intercourse. We were not cool at the moment.
He went out and got 3 pregnancy tests, made me take all of them. They were all positive. And he was like, well, that's not my baby.
This is what it was. She was trying to get back with me, but I wasn't. So she probably felt like if we have a child, we might work out.
If he has any doubts, you know, I carried the baby. I birthed the baby. If you have any doubts, go ahead. I don't mind making you look stupid. That's why I'm here now.
Okay, so your point is I'm tired of hearing the denial.
I don't think she realizes how stupid her argument sounds. She's saying because she got pregnant and carried the baby in her womb, that somehow makes this guy the father, even though he was saying they weren't having any bedroom fun around the time of the pregnancy. How does that make any sense?
If you want a DNA test, let's take it now, because I know you're the father.
Exactly.
Mr. Lee, you are not the father.
Told you.
Hold up.
I already knew it. I told you.
Don't look at me like that. I don't know God's plan.
Who else? It was you that was...
Did you just inject God in this?
I did not put him in this. I'm just saying.
Even when she's clearly guilty, she still tries to act like she's innocent, and her infidelity was no big deal, which isn't surprising when you're dealing with your garden variety modern single mother.
Yeah, talk about a humbling experience. She even called this man the devil just for her to pretty much lie to his face. So who's the real devil now, huh? Like, these women sound so convincing, say, yo, this guy's the only person I ever messed with, bringing God and religion involved, just for them to pretty much lie to your face, even though they know the actual truth. She knows exactly who the father is, but she was betting on the small chance that she was gonna get away with it and that this man was still the father. This is exactly why, gentlemen, no matter how convincing a woman can be, no matter how argumentative she is with you about getting this paternity test and the threats she'll make towards you about divorce and ending the relationship and calling you insecure, deal with it. It's worth it at the end of the day, because guess what? You could be just like this man and you could not be the father.
You have to appreciate the irony here. She's bringing up religion and the devil, calling this man a liar and acting like he's holier than thou, but she's ignorant to one of the most famous names of the devil. There's a reason why the devil is known as the father of all lies. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.